I think you just fill up the water from here, huh? Let me see if I can fill it up. Oh, no, you're not gonna squirt me if I fill it up, huh? You are?
There you go. Yay! Whoa! Okay. Yeah, you did it now.
2 heavy-duty bearings in there.
So you made it. Wow.
I made a bunch of them. I don't know, I must have had about 10 or 12 that I left at my brother's shop just as welding work.
Ah.
And then when he died, I sold it to the other guy. I never brought him home. I used to use the wood lathe a lot to make these fancy molds out of wood.
Nice.
We make a bunch of fancy molds, and with the lacquer, polish them and whatnot, different types of wood. And I had them at the house over here. So we had a big locust tree in the front of the house, and Tony was sick. He was inside the house, and I'm picking locust and eating, and he wanted locusts. No, I'm not going to give you any locusts. So I'm eating and eating, so he goes and gets these bowls. He said, give me some locusts out of the window. The house is up high. No, look, boom, there goes the nice polished wooden bowls out the window on the ground. He broke every one of them.
Yes.
So I was so mad when my mother come home. She saw me crying and whatnot. Well, I probably was the instigator in the sense that I didn't give him any locusts to eat, see? So the police come over. And they took his side.
What?
They took his side. Tiny Mars, I remember that. They knew one another. Tiny Mars. He bawled my mother out instead of Tony. They used to give us money for a haircut. And that's where we lived at 1039 Locust Street. And the barber was Russell Gabino, which was there on the corner of Vine and Willow. But my brother Tony wouldn't let us go get a haircut. We had to give him the money, and he's going to give us the haircut. We didn't dare say no, because he was the older brother. He slapped you around a little bit. So he would get our quarter and give us a haircut. Oh, another time I chased him around the house with my pellet pistol. I was so mad at him. You had to know my brother Tony. Between my brother Angelo and I, would like to bake and whatnot. And if we were making, like my brother Angelo liked to make cakes. So he would have the batter and whatnot on the table getting ready, and Tony would come over and he'd start throwing utensils all in the batter and whatnot. That's the type of thing he would. You get so mad at him. What are you gonna do? He did a little jail on another incident when he and another guy broke into a house when we lived on McClellan to get a jar of jam.
Okay.
But it was something like an overnight deal.
Oh, uh-huh.
And then he and another guy at the bar with the Bono, they used to have a feud all the time. They fight. They had they used to have gang fights. This was the best neighborhood out there. In them days, what the hell, there was nothing. But they would have groups. I remember by the old Sacred Heart School on Virginia Street, there used to be a tank house. And whoever got on that tank house had the high ground. They're throwing rocks and everything at one another from the bottom and whatnot. The other gang was around First and Oak Street. And I guess, I don't know if you call it friendly enemies or whatever it was. Yeah, no, he's a good-hearted person, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing. He had the yes in his welding works. He was very, I used to tell him, he used to say, well, why don't you quit your job, come over here, and we'll both run the business. I was in the cannery, satisfied with what I was doing, but I would go help him, especially when he got sick. I'd be over there until after midnight running the hard-facing machine, building up the grousers on the tractors for rebuilding the word parts. And I spent a lot of time going and helping him on different weld jobs and whatnot. But he died young.
What did he die of?
Well, it had to be his heart, because he used to get these seizures. And he, just evidently, they used to call me here, and I'd go down the next corner where he lived, and he'd be on his, I wanted to make sure he didn't swallow his tongue. I'd loosen his belt, and when he'd come out of it, he said, boy, he said, it's easy to die. That's what he would say. I said, yeah, it's easy to die, but you don't see the people around you crying and whatnot. So, but it had to be his heart. He died at work. They called me at the plant, and I went running down there. The guy had one of the business 2 doors down, which Johnny Russo, he called a priest over and give him a blessing. But that's a hard one to tell your mother. Son passed away.
17? He was 17?
54.
54.
Oh, the 17-year-old, I gave him my bicycle because my brother Angelo gave me his 26 Chrysler. And I had the Chrysler, so I gave him my brother Eugene. And on Flag Day, a day after my birthday, come over and notify us that he got as far as Court Street, right by the mortuary, and people that knew him and saw him said he got off the bike and he just went and sat in the gutter and keeled over. Now, his heart never grew. When they did their autopsy, his heart was no bigger than a teaspoon. Now, when he was a youngster and he wanted to go with us, we tried to ditch him, and he would run like heck, and then he'd fall down. And we thought he was just putting on. But he was a very active young man. They gave him the nickname Monkey. Everybody knows him, even today. Some of the people that know me and know my brother, they remember Monkey. And his heart evidently didn't support the blood flow, whatever it did, but his heart was big as a teaspoon.
Wow.
And that's why he used to collapse every time he'd run after us. But he could climb trees. There wasn't anything that he wouldn't climb. That's why they gave him the name Monkey. Always climbing. So he died at 17. Tony died at 54. Angelo, I think, died around 72 or something like that. And my sister Catherine died around 72.
She smoked a lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a chimney. But she was so heavy, over 365 pounds. So I let her have the cottage where Mark is. That's where she stayed. And she would call me up whenever she needed me. But she got to the point where she couldn't move around too much. So she would end up in the hospital every so often. And the last time she was in the hospital, they moved her out of the hospital into a nursing area. And I go visit her
Because I put
until
a
I come
padlock on the
home,
gate, so you
call
guys
me
can
up,
go out
says
to the
she
front,
passed away.
okay?
So what am I gonna do with a 365 pound person? I had her cremated.
Yeah.
I think the cancer is the cause of not building up the iron.
Possible.
Oh, I like the gal that I used to sell my tomatoes. What she says, you go ahead and eat eggplant. That's good for bone cancer. She said, what the hell? I don't know what eggplant is going to do with the bone cancer.
It's a Mooling Johnny.
Well, Johnny, I got
It's awesome. It's
there's a
very
long
awesome,
drugstore in town. Now, what was that woman's name? The manager. She asked that question. How long you married? Well, we told her, with the same woman.
I was a teenager. He was young.
Where do you fish salmon?
Out of Santa Cruz, Moss Landing,
Oh, okay.
Half Moon Bay. It all depends what port you go. We usually used to go out of Santa Cruz because that's where Bud had his boat, and we went out of Santa Cruz.
Get off me.
And then we go
And
to
let Uncle Mike and
the
Daddy
Hotel
solve
Hall,
this.
which was about 7-8 miles out,
You're super
and we would fish there. Sometimes we go all the way to Moss Landing from Santa Cruz, and we've also gone all the way off of Monterey coast from Moss Landing. It all depends where they were running. We get the information, and I can picture tomorrow all those boats, the people that will sleep on their boat tonight in the harbor.
Oh, because they want to get out there right away.
They're already launched and they're just on the place, and the first dawn of light tomorrow morning, not even, in the dark.
They'll be out.
They'll go out.
So when you can't,
they'll find them.
do you have to wait till sunlight to fish?
No, tomorrow's opening, so
So at midnight, can you fish?
no, they won't fish at midnight. They're
But could
going-
you? Is it legal?
No, it's not legal.
So you have to wait till sunrise.
Yeah, in the day. Sunrise, or they gotta get out there first. They gotta find the fish.
Oh, so they'll go find them
They
first.
gotta find them. And then the radio will start. This,
What?
what was it, Pete?
That was his phone.
Oh, that makes a funny sound.
Indeed.
So anyway, then the chatter begins on the radio, wherever they find them, and then most of the boats will head out in that direction. They give them the coordinates on the GPS. How many times did we go looking for his friend that lived in Santa Cruz, that by radio contact, he'd tell us where he was, and we go looking for him. And we had the GPS on the boat, and we head for him. And he'd move from another spot to another hot spot. Yeah, they'll find the schools where they're at, because what the paper shows this morning, that it just 3 times, 4 times more than it's been for the last.
It's been real thin for the last few years.
Well, they shut the season down.
Oh, there was no season at all last year.
They got down to, and the commercial fishermen couldn't fish for them. So
Really?
this year, the commercial fishermen got a long season, and the sport fishermen got a long season. They can start fishing tomorrow, which is the season opener, and fish until October.
October.
Until October, then it should close the season. But then you got the cod season opens up too. So
No, so now I have to go to the bathroom.
I got okay.
There's a bathroom in the back.
There's 9 of us here today. Nice big wood deck. There is Victor J. Merlino enjoying dinner.
You got the movie on?
Yeah. Got a fish?
Yeah.
Is he fighting?
No, he's not fighting that much. He's coming in. I'm still one color out. Here comes the yellow. You should be able to see my. He's not on, huh?
No, there's no fish there. You caught a worm.